one of the things that I do, like, which Philippa will attest to, is that I try and not make it a process of getting from the weight someone is at the start to the weight they are at the end, and it being like this journey or whatever. I try and get this person to have the clarity and clearness of understanding of the person with the result as soon as possible. And although you've had continual insights and realizations as we've gone along, which have been quite outstanding, even the one we had this week, the main thing happened, as far as I'm concerned. I know that your chimp brain is in denial of it, but the main things happened early on. Like, and I don't want to get into your personal situation and stuff like that, but the main things happened quite early on, as far as I was concerned. And then the weight loss on a graph, on the scales or on the measurements or in the clothes, is just a lagging measure of you becoming that person. So I sort of think you already are that person, but weight comes off slowly, especially if we just want it to be fat and not water, organs, lean body mass, etc.
Yeah.
And I think that happened quite early with you. I've had clients before where it's taken like 2 months, I'd say, is the average. But there's always further and further realizations happening. So let's go, like I've said in the blurb, that you're on now just over 11 pound lost in 2 months exactly.
Yeah.
And a couple of important things to throw into that are really for other people to understand is that you haven't done any exercise on top of what you were doing before.
Which is nothing, because my knee is screwed.
Oh, yes,
so
yeah.
I can't do it because of my knee at the moment.
Yeah.
However, as I said to you this morning, I can now power walk upstairs and not out of breath. Now, when we started, I was doing one step at a time and I was out of breath.
Yeah. So funnily enough, there has been an improvement in fitness, I suppose,
even though I haven't done any
without doing any exercise.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to throw this in. So you haven't done any exercise and there's your knee issue and what have you, but I actually don't want my clients to do any exercise. And the reason for that, in fact, I don't want let's just throw this in. And you haven't restricted any food at all either, have you? There's like no cutting out carbs, which is a bit of a joke between us because you believe carbs are the devil.
Yeah.
But there's been no cutting out carbs, no calorie counting, no nothing, has there? No counting points, no nothing. It's purely been on basically the food as a coping mechanism, comfort eating stuff. That's all we've worked on. And it's 11 pounds in 2 months, just over 11 pound, and it's going at a really good rate. So actually that is 1.3 pounds per week.
And also remember that I've been away a lot.
Yeah. So that's that's kind of like the main thing I want people to see in here is.
Yeah. So for anybody that's going on holiday and thinks it's not possible, I've been away, 3, 4, 5 times now.
Yeah.
And we're still going.
Yeah. So just to sort of land what we're saying about no restricting and no exercise, the reason for that is so that we can focus on the emotional eating.
Yeah.
And what happens is if people do exercise and restrict in some way, they don't believe it's the emotional eating that's done the trick.
Yeah.
So for you now, Philippa, you're going to start getting to a situation where you start to believe that it's the emotional eating. It's the curing of the comfort eating that is doing the job. So that is totally different to anything you've ever seen before.
Ever.
Yeah. And most people, because it's so hard to sell, and people don't understand. It's the same reasons why people can't make as much money as they want. It's the same reason people have crap relationships, all understanding emotions and stress and things like that. So you've lost 11 pounds purely through a clearer understanding of some emotions that are going on.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing,
I still don't think, it still doesn't feel real sometimes.
yeah, exactly. So it's only 2 months. It's 11 pounds, which when you think about it, 11 pounds is a lot without doing what you've
Anything.
led to believe your whole life is the way to lose weight.